January 4th, 2026. You know, last year in Canton, some guy said some attorney's office is sending out an email asking everybody to make fun of her. That she had been in several state psychiatric hospitals, found insane. She had charges of rape and murder, and she killed that family's kid in the traffic accident. I wasn't even there. So, email on lies, saying the law enforcement won't arrest her, so asking society to do it. You know, that church thinks that society is nothing but a bunch of fools. And like they said up in Summit Mall, that church is scamming everybody. How can you be this stupid? I've never been in a state psychiatric hospital. I was never found insane. I have no charges of rape, and I was not part of the Vegas kid's murder. Her father killed her kid in vehicular homicide, speeding, ran a stop sign into a semi and killed them both. If he would have been alive and lived through that, he would have went to jail and still been in jail for that kid's murder for speeding and reckless driving and killing them both. Didn't even try to stop showing off. Wasn't even there. You know, it's just like where back, what was it, in October 23 or 24? They said, the only one that was calling her a faker was Strange. He was a low-educated minister. He was a minister, not a doctor. He wouldn't even know what he was talking about. He's the only one that said it. In 2002, My Community Health, where those doctors were defrauding me and making me sick and almost killed me and wanted to do brain surgery on me. I go in, they go, whoa, those doctors are known for lying, falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, making them sick, and wanting to do unnecessary procedures, sharing them with their associates and friends that are known for doing the same thing, getting kickbacks from drug companies and draining your insurance company like it's a checking account they can just write a check off of. You need to get an attorney and sue them and turn them over to the state to pull their license. Okay? Encourage Dave and I to sue them for years. Offer to go to court with us. It is documented fraud. There was nothing wrong with you but your muscles locked up, and they caused everything. They've almost killed you. Dr. Eli agreed, and it took me 9 months to get well. So these idiots run around. Some doctor was going to verify she was faking before, where Linda came up to me in November 2003, where she found Tim out with Katie Strange's son, which is her husband. And she started following him. My mom was following him. Lori was following him. She got caught one day. I was following him again. I got caught. I think they thought it was you. Well, you made up that lie. It's a baby lie. 2003. November 2003. Calling me a faker. Oh, you were faking through that. It took me 9 months to get well. Slowly get well. They had induced seizures, heart attacks, thyroid, adrenal gland shut down. And my whole body swelled up and I almost died. If I would have sued them, I would have been a millionaire. And they'd still be in jail for attempted murder. And it's documented fraud. They told the FBI and the police that the first month of the case. 2018. That don't ever claim what those doctors did, because the only thing was wrong with you is your muscles locked up from all those surgeries. They were defrauding you. It was a medication making you sick before. They told the FBI and the police in 2018. So, where are these idiots? I guess they sent it out. That's Karen's will. The world should make fun of. She was faking she was sick and the doctor verified it. No, they didn't. My doctor is My Community Health, and they documented it was fraud. So did Dr. Eli. Medication errors and medical malpractice. Almost killed me, and it took me 9 months to get well. Strange's baby lie and a cult leader's baby lie to cover up his son's adultery. And it was 23 fucking years ago. Like they said, that church is scamming everybody. They're making fools out of everyone. Fools. Fools. Could some doctor was going to verify she was faking and help him prove it. You know that's HIPAA? 10 years federal? You mean the doctor's not one of mine works for them and they had lied? Of course they lied. I bet he's not even a doctor, you bunch of dumbasses. That's where they said they have to make sure he's even a doctor. Because how many other patients? He's not even my doctor. Has he drugged up and told to say stuff and taped him unaware while he had him drugged up, telling him to say stuff? And it was an extortion ring. Exploiting his patients. And in her case, it's really not funny. She said she don't know who he is. And people are saying they lied he was one of her doctors. And they just used him to drug her up. He's looking at life in federal. You know how mad I hate when people say, oh, that's that Karen's will the world's supposed to make fun of. Well, who told you that? That a cult? Some attorney's office is in it with the drug cartel running drug scams? Oh, and I'll tell you another thing. You think it's funny? You guys all need to get people to go in and check your house for button cameras. These people have acted like they have been in other people's homes, including the ones I work for. And I'll tell you what, you ever get caught in a Department of Disability client's home with button cameras, you are looking at pretty much life in federal. They are protected by a circuit court judge. Do you know, for even anybody to set up cameras in their home, they have to sign off on it. Their guardian, their social worker, the Department of Disability, and the circuit court judge over them. They are protected people from the state. It is a bigger federal crime to ever set up button cameras in their home. It's a federal crime for no attorney can be in your home. And where these idiot people, the attorney's office, that the police let in people's homes. They don't let an attorney's office in your home. You have a right to privacy, you fucking dumbasses. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life with statements, with a court order. It's a right to privacy. How many other people's homes are they in this area? And they're taping you unaware, selling you on porn sites, selling your kids on kiddie porn sites, photoshopping things. And dear God, if you ever wake up with the flu and you got a bruise you don't know where it came from, they probably have a drug confession and they're going to get ready to steal everything you got because it's an extortion ring. And you will look at them, and when they come up and start saying crazy stuff that they photoshopped a shower scene in the other room, and their stocking tapes, and where you had a bruise before throwing up, it was them. And they had drugged you up and told you to say stuff. And these idiot people run around laughing at you. And then they say, oh, we got this doctor to say this. And then you're like, I don't even know who that is. And it's all a big fucking scam. HIPAA violations. Unforgiving HIPAA violations, like VA said. Unforgiving. For anyone with a medical license, that if they talk about anybody's medical, anything, information, without signed consent, picture ID, and the person, they verified that it was them, that they could talk to them, it is a 10-year federal sentence and a loss of license immediately, where they made up a lie again. That an attorney's office went to a state psychiatric hospital. They couldn't go to a state psychiatric hospital. They couldn't even go to my doctor. Without a signed consent, picture ID, and they call and verify that I gave them permission to talk to them. Or that doctor's office, hospital, would go to jail 10 years and lose their license. Oh, they got a doctor from that state psychiatric hospital willing to testify against her? That's 10 years federal, and then we're not even talking about fraud yet. I was never in a state psychiatric hospital. It's not my doctor. It's a fraud scheme. And the most moronic one there is. Oh, that church is having everybody make fun of her because she was fake and she was sick before. It was a medical malpractice, medication error, and fraud that almost killed me, and it took me 9 months to get well. Strange made up a baby lie, and a low-educated occult leader made it up when he thought I was following his son and his mistress, and it was my sister following her husband. In November 2003, it is 2026, 23 years later, 25 and a half years later. People are still repeating that moron's lie. Like investigators said, how could that agent ever believe one word out of that minister's mouth? He was so low educated, he didn't know anything he was saying. And he was a minister, not a doctor. And no they can't hire a doctor. See, that's where May 17th, 2025, Souls Palace, an apostolic girl walked by. Thank goodness we had a doctor tape her unaware. Thank goodness we had that doctor have her say that. Because we had that doctor do that to her, we can do whatever we want to her and just tell the police we're making fun of her. No, you can't, psycho bitch. But thank you for confessing that the apostolic churches had them do it to me. See, that you can't even hire another doctor. No doctor can treat you without your consent. No doctor can pull your medical records without your signed consent and ID and the place verified that you released it to them. It's HIPAA violations, dumbasses. You know your medical records cannot be released without your signed ID. Your signed consent and ID, and they verify that you did it. They're under the Act of Privacy. It is a 10-year federal prison sentence. It's HIPAA. And it's stealing medical records. HIPAA is so great, you cannot even break in someone's home, steal their medical records, and use them against them. It's 10 years for an individual. Learn your rights and stop like where they said that church is scamming everybody. How can you be so stupid? How? And why would you make fun of a victim of a church, an occult, hiring drug cartel to drug them up, tell them to say something, beat and rape them, try to murder them, had them tortured, their skull bashed, and there's nothing fucking funny about this. And run a drug scam, I photoshopped a washing in the shower, like December 1st, 25. Michelle had went to an investigator's office. He shows up at Walmart 62. Michelle showed up at my office. Said this whole thing was an extortion plan to extort money from the government. From where? November 23rd, 2025. Macy's, Summit Mall, downstairs. Girls confessed this whole thing was an extortion plan to extort money from the government. My ex-husband was connected to him. He agreed to let them do it to me if they made sure he got everything. Where that guy said Michelle told him that her ex-husband was involved and it was an extortion ring. An extortion plan to get money out of the government. The whole thing was. And the doctor from before was not one of hers. He works for them, and they had lied. She doesn't know who it is. And that they admitted that they used hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. They photoshopped a shower scene of washing in the shower and put that in the other room to make her look weird. And it's photoshopped. And that guy Pete that was in his office running his mouth out on her, it's some guy Dave hired on his own. And she doesn't know who he is. And this whole thing was nothing but a scam to extort money from the government. Where they confessed, November 23rd, 25, Macy's and Summit Mall, 2 girls yelling it out, Macy's. So where do you think it's funny some extortion ring running a stupid scam? December 22nd, 25, there was a guy there with a lady. The investigators were never interested in her. They said that doctor they're using, they want to make sure that he's a real doctor. And how many other patients has he drugged up and told to say stuff? And taped him unaware when he drugged him up and told him to say something. And then in it with this extortion ring, exploiting and extorting money from his patients. And what's not funny with her, she said she doesn't know who he is. And these people are saying they lied, that he was her doctor. She actually don't know who he is, and they just hired him to drug her up. See, I didn't have a male doctor. I had a female doctor, Dr. Ganyas at My Community Health. I didn't have a male doctor. So kiss my ass. And My Community Health told the FBI and the police that it's documented fraud. the first month of the case. Medical malpractice and medication errors almost killed me. And it took me 9 months to get well.